What's up, y'all? So, had a pretty relaxing Easter. Was able to make some progress on Project Glacier today. So, the locksmith was able to get a key cut and get the doors open. So I was able to start cleaning it and get the hood open and get the trunk open. But while he was making or programming the key, his machine broke. So he had to take the key he had cut and his machine to get fixed, and then should be back tomorrow with the key. But anyway, so I haven't started it yet, but figured I would go ahead and start cleaning it. So, this is just some video of the discovery phase of the inside after we got the trash out, got it vacuumed, and then found, luckily there was still a harness for the head unit in there, so hopefully I'll be able to get some tunes back in there. And then this bracket on the back seat, for whatever reason, was pulled away. I don't know, maybe they needed to store something in the back that wouldn't fit. So got that back together, and this was when the locksmith was working on it. He had his knee pillow and was pulling the door panel. I like the little note that they left. You will be towed, spelled like Toad on Mario Kart. It's got a car phone. But the truth is, this car really wasn't too bad inside. I mean, from my auction cars and even marketplace cars, this one really isn't too bad. It had some trash in it, and it's got some stains in it, but it doesn't stink. It's really not that bad. It won't need near as much work as Project Skylar did, that's for sure. So this next clip shows after we got all the trash out. It's in pretty good condition. The seats aren't perfect up front, but the back seat's in really good shape. But I wanted to get all that cleaned out before I put the back seat back in. We got the trunk and spare fender well all cleaned out. This is the before, obviously. Wired for subwoofers, like every other 90s Lexus probably was. Some gunk inside the door frames. But really isn't that bad. For an auction car, I can't complain too bad. This is all the stuff that was inside the car. Don't know what that wheel was for. It looks like it's for cable. It's really heavy. Had handcuffs in it. Had some 380 rounds in it. Had a box of brand new parts in it. CD changer. Lots of fluids. It was low on coolant, so that's probably why they were dragging coolant around. Spare tire had some stains on the rim, but it's held air, so filled the spare up. Checked all the fluids. It was definitely low on coolant, and it was also low on oil, but not terribly, so I think the engine should still be fairly healthy. It did have what looked like some seepage over by the valve cover gasket, so it's a chance there is an oil leak, but shouldn't be anything detrimental. I'm assuming that this engine runs, but I won't know until I get the key and put the battery back on it and get the ECU back inside of it. With these older Lexus, you have to pull out the ECU to program the key to work with the car. But I topped off all the fluids, so she should be ready for her first start tomorrow when the key shows up, assuming it'll start. No guarantees, obviously. There's the empty overflow reservoir. My daughter's holding the camera, so it's a little all over the place. Took a lot of coolant. It was pretty dry. So I'm hoping that it didn't overheat, but we'll find out. Started getting the engine bay cleaned up. The hood struts don't work, so I'm using a broom handle to hold the hood up, but I ordered some hood struts. They'll be here on Wednesday. Here's the trunk after we got it cleaned out, spare wheel cleaned and thrown inside, gave it a nice little bath, let it soak for a while because it definitely needed a pre-soak. Got the under the seat clean, got the inside of the trunk all nice and clean, and I got the leaves and stuff out of that groove. You can't really tell, but she's making some progress, I gotta say. Pretty happy with how far she's come in the last day and a half.